Hello friends! Welcome to Levels Plus Reacts. Unfortunately for me, I'm still feeling that come down of the event that I've been working on for like 3 years. So I'm not feeling particularly great, so I decided to kind of push this particular collection of videos to Sunday. We're going to push the Pocky and Rocky Reshrined stuff to next week to go alongside the best of whatever this group of events is called. And I'm not going to cover Microsoft because honestly the only game of theirs exclusively that I'm interested in is Perfect Dark. And I have no guarantee that's going to happen. Alongside with that, I could just collect anything that does catch my interest in a separate video for Monday. So we're just going to do that instead of doing a live reaction to the Microsoft stuff. So I've updated the post accordingly about what's going on this month. So that's the deal. I'm just not feeling particularly great. But today we're going to have a little bit of catch up. There was a bunch of stuff that dropped yesterday from various indie publishers, and Nintendo had a Splatoon 3 thing. Alongside that, I never did do a proper reaction to the last Three Hopes trailer, so I'll throw that in here as well. And then after all of these, we'll have the Guerrilla Collective and Wholesome Direct highlights. What I'm going to do is I'm probably not going to spend all day watching the entire event, but I'll just keep an eye out on news about what they're showing, and anything that catches my eye will be after all of these. So today's kind of just like a trailer marathon sort of day. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this is a Soy Kitten-like game. It just got delayed into 2023. Which I think is okay considering how grandiose this game looks. I remember watching this, I want to say last year around this time, and was pretty impressed by what they showed off.
I'm leaving, Seth. I'm beginning my final voyage.
Demons.
But it's definitely looking like it's like if you combined Soy Kitten with like a beat 'em up type of game where you kind of move up and down in the environment, but it's all 2D. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. It is great to see people of color so prominently on this art here. I think that's good. Alright, next is Monorail Stories. I don't remember a ton about this other than it's an adventure game. And definitely has a unique art style. And thankfully, there's text at the bottom, so I can kind of see what they're talking about. Since I can't hear anything. So it definitely looks like whatever choices you make has an effect. As there's branching storylines and multiple endings. Oh, that's interesting. There's an asynchronous multiplayer. That's very interesting. So yeah, I just thought this kind of looked neat and sounded interesting. I kind of dig it. Legend of Heroes Trails of Azure. My hope is that one of these days we actually get to Trails to the Sky. Those are the ones I actually want to play. But I believe this one is pretty solid as well. I don't know, and I don't really know anything about this series. But this one interests me more than the Tales of Cold Steel series. Provided that there isn't any really nasty problematic bits, which I cannot guarantee. That's one of the issues I had with the Tales of Cold Steel games. So, I can be hopeful. I do like the character designs enough in this game. I don't think any of them are just outright blatantly problematic. I will admit being on a police team is definitely not something I'm super thrilled to learn, but that's just the nature of things. But yeah, this one is one I am more interested in than some of the others, so we shall see. Severed Steel is not a game I would normally be all that enthusiastic about, but I do think in terms of a first-person shooter, it's rather unique because you can run it on the walls and slide, so it's much more mobile than your usual FPS, which I think is something that I like more, at least in modern ones. Like, my FPS preferences are still like Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, and like Half-Life and Portal. But those days are long gone. But I do think that this is a rather promising, fluid FPS, and I do like Mirror's Edge. I said that with Neon White on the last reaction video. That it just really feels like you've just got a lot of options to make your way through the levels. Running up the walls and all that. And you get to be a lady, which is always a plus for me. So I'm hopeful that this is a good game, and it is now coming to Switch too, so I'm kind of stoked about it. Grimoire once more had a trailer in Japan drop yesterday. So this will be absolutely lost on me because I can't really read. I can read Fairy Ring. It's interesting because I actually have the PS2 version of this, but I haven't got a chance to play it yet. And I don't know if NIS America has actually confirmed they're bringing this to North America or not. I would be surprised if they didn't. So I guess I need to know a little bit more about what's in this version in contrast to the PS2 original. But I will say that the HD upres looks a lot better than some of NIS's other efforts in this. Probably because they're treating it as a full remake versus a compilation sort of deal. And it does have it's kind of its own vibe in terms of its strategy RPG gameplay. So I think that, and I really do like strategy RPGs quite a bit. I think that they're really interesting and captivating. Yeah, this is just kind of showing what various spirits seem to be able to do. Yeah, I do have to say that despite some of my issues with Vanilleware's fan service-ness, their games are absolutely gorgeous to look at, which is definitely the case here. I wonder how much of this they redrew, or if this is all they just got the art back and managed to clean it up, because this looks pretty good. Not gonna lie there. It looks pretty fantastic. So anyway, I am pretty excited about that game, and I hope it does get localized. Alright, couple Splatoon videos. This one's very short. I just realized my sound has been down. Sorry about that. This is just kind of quickly showing off what is Turf War. But it is some new footage of the game. Hopefully we do get that Nintendo Direct next week, so we can really get excited and learn some more about what's going on. Maybe figure out a bit more details. But I'm pretty excited about Splatoon 3. I'm looking forward to getting back into this style of game. I loved Splatoon 2. I thought it was fantastic. So, we will see how this goes. And last but not least, at least for part 1 of this video, will be Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. Which I keep dropping the Warriors because it really just feels... it just kind of feels like it's not a Warriors game at this point. It's like just an alternate reality sort of thing. I played the demo. It's fantastic, actually. I am incredibly impressed with it. I'm not going to get into any spoilers, but they are tackling things above and beyond what I thought they would in this game. And female Shez is a really good character. I haven't played male Shez yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to. But we did get confirmation that the Ashen Wolves are in the game as a base thing. I can confirm that they are recruitable. They are working against you at first, but you can recruit them to join your party, which I think is fantastic. As of where I'm at in the demo, the houses themselves seem pretty locked in. So you're not able to, like, recruit Mercedes into Black Eagles, for example. But, I'm really impressed with how this game is currently flowing so far. And it plays really well. I will say that the pacing of the button inputs is a little different than the past games. But I don't think that's a problem. It's just me having to adjust. And, I think that outside of one thing, there's one thing that I'm a little disappointed by, and it's supports. There's a lot of supports that don't have anything going on because the supports are all fully voiced. But if you are not Shez, you don't have guaranteed vocalized supports with everyone. But this ended up kind of being just kind of a very short opinion of my impressions of the demo. The trailer looks fantastic. I'm very excited to get this in a few weeks. I got the limited edition from Europe, so I will have the art book and all of the goodies that come with that, and I'm pretty excited. A little disappointed that Nintendo of America decided, nah, we're not going to do that. But hey, they're lost because my money's going to Nintendo of Europe, I guess. Alright, a few hours later, Guerrilla Collective and the Wholesome Direct have ended. I'm going to go through the Guerrilla Collective and see what catches my attention, and then, at the very least, Wholesome Games has released individual trailers of all of their stuff, so I will pick out ones that I think look interesting, and we will go from there. So, let's find out what our first game we're going to cover is. Alright, good news is I only got to the second game before I wanted to spotlight something. I don't know what it is, but it has a really strong art style and looks very appealing. So, let's see what this is all about. I think this looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, such a strong art style. And you get to use cards, it seems, to kind of figure out what you're doing. That's interesting. It's a little bit different than the norm. I wonder, yeah, you grow up as you play the game. That's really neat, and then you get to develop friendships. Yeah, this game looks really cool. Like really, really cool. You know, sometimes you just need a good stress cry. Oh, this is cool. Like, you get to live like an entire life on this planet, and then apparently loop it. How cool is that game? We've made some progress through this thing, but we have some more Shredder's Revenge footage. Which, for me, is definitely worth looking at again. Since I talked about this last, I checked Best Buy, and yep, they had the standard edition available for pre-order there, so I'll be getting it at the end of July, because I can't afford any games this month. I think this game just looks incredible, though. And it's kind of nice seeing a stage I haven't seen yet. And here's some 4-player. Yeah, this game looks so amazing. I'm so pumped to play it. And yeah, it's just kind of like drop in, drop out. Player 5 and 6 just showed up out of nowhere. It's fantastic. Yeah, I'm so pumped. There's too many games coming out this summer, though. I love the goofy weapons, like the red foot with plunger crossbows. It's good stuff. This is really good stuff. Really just shows how much Tribute was paying attention to those Konami games. Can't wait to give it a shot soon. Alright. So, I saw a little bit of this game, and it was giving me some nostalgia vibes like you wouldn't believe, because this is giving me, like, Commodore 64 era PC graphic vibes, with definitely more color, but definitely that feel. And it looks like it's an old-school role-playing game. Yeah! Like Pull of Radiance and Bard's Tale in a sense. But definitely more Pull of Radiance inspired with the combat system. This is rad. I have been wanting to play something like this in a long time. Super, super cool. This is so stylish, too. Scald Against the Black Pillory. Fortunately, it's not coming to Switch at the moment, but I hope it does. I really do. I'm intrigued. So, Microids just is showing up its new Arkanoid game. I remember that they got the rights to make a new Arkanoid game. which is just kind of wild to see Arkanoid again. Oh, you can play with a retro style too. That's cool. Yeah, Arkanoid is definitely one of Taito's more memorable titles. So, oh! Now that's cool. They're doing an Eternal Battle sort of thing. Like Tetris 99. That's a great idea. I really like that idea. That makes so much sense for Arkanoid. Yeah, that looks solid. I mean, the nice thing about Arkanoid, it doesn't have to look like stunning. But that's a cool update to that game. I think they did a good job. All right, this is a beautiful looking game. I watched a little bit in to kind of see what it was about, and it's a Metroidvania looking game with really strong sprite direction. Like, look at how incredible that looks. Combat looks really fluid. Not often you get to play with an axe in these types of games either, like as like the primary weapon. Yeah, this game looks really cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, neat. Oh, I love the art style of this game. You get armor sets along the way. That's cool. Yeah, this looks great. This looks fantastic. It's unfortunate that Yamane is involved. I mean, it makes sense for her to be involved. Unfortunately, she's kind of gotten eaten up by the QAnon phenomenon, so it's kind of hard to get excited seeing her name attached to a project anymore. Years of Shadows. I want to say I remember hearing about that game before, but yeah, that one's definitely got me interested. Questionable composer aside. Alright. This said retro-inspired JRPG, and I am immediately intrigued. Looks nice so far. Woman of color to start off. That's always a good thing to see. So this looks like a somewhat, like if you combine Secret of Mana's like overworld vibes with a pretty straightforward combat engine. This looks fantastic. The only thing that's really standing out to me is that there are some effects that definitely are showing different degrees of polish. But I'm sure that'll get resolved by the time it gets all finished. I'd be interested to see that come into Switch. That caught my attention. Alright, Batora Lost Haven. Let's get another look here following its Indie World. I thought that the Indie World video quality was really low, which had me concerned about the port, since this is not exclusively a Switch game. So I'm hoping that it's still just kind of in development and it'll get ironed out by the time it gets to Switch. Because this game looks really cool, combining elements of like run and gun shooters with an action RPG type of thing. And you get to switch between two combat styles from my recollection of this game. And again, woman of color protag, always a good thing. Yeah, it's looking better here. But yeah, this game had caught my interest, I want to say 2 years ago? Probably at Guerrilla Collective. And I think it's got a really, really strong art style that I really like. The gameplay looks interesting and fun. Combat looks pretty fluid, like you can switch between your two forms pretty easily. There's probably a bit of a meter that allows you to get powered up. Well, I'm not really seeing any differences there. Oh yeah, there's a little, I think there's a little dot there that kind of tells you how long you got. Definitely the most I've seen of this game. This is a pretty lengthy trailer for it. Looks like you get to kind of do puzzles related on which mode you're in. Got puzzles. Cutscenes look pretty solid. I really like the character design for Avril, I think was what her name was. I think it's really neat. So yeah, definitely intrigued to learn more and maybe even play this game in the near future. I seem to remember XEL from an earlier showing. So it's kind of like an isometric Zelda-like, it seems, which kind of puts it in my wheelhouse. Nice and colorful. Maybe it's Zell instead of XEL. Yeah, this looks really interesting to me. Plus, it's another woman of color. Not anything like I'm in consoles, it seems, but that's alright. Alright. Watched probably half of this trailer before I remember what it was. I remember there was this really cute game, I think it was at Wholesome Direct last year, about a cat and a fish co-op platformer game. And this is a sequel to that. Sequel. Follow-up to that. I have been very tired. Event coordination is hard work. But yeah, this is a really cool concept for a game because while you have one player controlling the cat and the other with the fish, and everything's based in like water levels, so the two of you have to work together to get through like all of these rivers and lakes and ponds and stuff like that. It's a really cool concept. It's just really quite adorable. This is a beautiful looking game.
The magical armory once gave life, but now corrupts it. And all creatures, great and small, are being enslaved. Can you save Beacon the Island? Embark on
Looks like you might be able to customize your protagonist character, because I've seen a few different ones running around.
free and befriend all kinds of animals. And use their talents to make new discoveries.
Get to be the animals too.
Or just hang out.
Yeah, this is pretty cute. Looks like you get to build stuff as well. Ooh. Tell you what, if you really want to get my interest in something, customizable living habitations is a great way to do it. I love setting up houses.
Everything you need to thwart greedy pirates, repel monsters, and uncover mysteries. In time, you can explore and restore peace to Eagle Island. A new Earthlock adventure is
So it seems like this might already be out on some platforms. Yeah, so it's open beta. Cool. And it's coming to Switch. Nice. That looked very charming. Alright. This game's definitely got a nostalgic look, taking us back to the days of the N64 platformer. Brogan, I think is what it's called. Yes. But yeah, this is a very, very cute looking game. You've got a young woman here who is apparently the daughter of archaeologists, which immediately caught my attention. You get to wander around all these ruins with your little frog attachment. So yeah, grappling mechanics, which, you know, I actually am a big fan of grappling mechanics, which is the other reason why I decided to tune into this one. This could be fun, and I think this is coming to Switch. I saw it somewhere on some Nintendo thing. But yeah, this definitely has like the PS1, N64 sort of vibes about it.
Collect all sorts of treasure, including cats you can swap for helmet with, gallery pictures, tons of medals.
But I like it.
Whole bestiary.
I think this is cool. This is something I might be really into. Alright, my brain's telling me I've seen this before. Mira. I do like the art style. She's got a big ponytail. Another Metroidvania, which I always like to see. I love this genre. Ooh, grappling mechanics. I just literally said I love grappling mechanics. But if you combine that with a Metroidvania, that's very exciting for me. Yeah, this looks fantastic. Really nice sprite work. I wonder if that was an actual hit or a counter of some sort. Yeah, this is really nice. That's a really cool looking game. Alright, so there was like 100 games at Wholesome Direct, which is where we're at now. So I decided I'm just going to do the top that catch my eye out of all of that. And the first one is a game called Melodicy. That's really hard to say if you're this person. Which looked like it had a really cute art style. It's a little bit of a puzzle platformer. Utilizing music. Very cute. I like it. I don't know. It's out apparently already. But cool. And this is the Garden Path. This is a game that I've thought has looked super, super neat for a while now. It reminds me of storybook illustrations in motion. Absolutely gorgeous art style. And a nice lighthearted adventure game. And it is coming to Switch, and I am so stoked about it. I cannot wait to see if I like this or not, because I think I will. I think I will a lot. Alright, this is 30 Birds. Which again has a super distinct art style. It reminds me of a different style of storybook illustration. The backgrounds are especially lovely. And it's won quite a few awards. Over in Belgium, it looks like. But look at that. Look at that transition of how it folds over. I absolutely love it. It's such a cool concept to move through a world. Yeah, I really, really like what this game is doing in terms of its artwork. And it looks like it's a kind of a puzzly adventure game as well. A lot of interaction with people. Really cool looking game. Here comes Nico. This is a game that I've had my eye on for what seems like a couple years at this point. I really do love this 2D sprite on 3D background aesthetic that it got, and the animation style is really quaint. And even though it's flat, like the shadow is really effective, I think. Of course, I won't really know until I play it, but just kind of the whole vibe about this game just catches my interest. Right, this is Paper Trail. I've not seen this before. But just that alone is enough to make me go, ooh. So this looks like it's a bit of a puzzle platformer where you fold pages in order to get through the levels. And again, charming storybook-like visual style. Yeah, this is cool. This is really cool. This is one of the reasons why I really like Wholesome Direct and Guerrilla Collective, is because they really put a spotlight on these games that you wouldn't have any idea about otherwise. And I have found some really, really amazing experiences through watching these. So I always love spending a little bit of time during this time of year giving these games a little reaction vid, because they are truly special and there's so much passion and love put into them. Alright, this is Shim, S-C-H-I-M. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that, but look at how cool this game is. You are a shadow frog. Frogs seem to be a big thing today. And it looks like you're kind of restoring the world, in a sense, from the shadows. But I love the visuals. This is just a great use of color. And it's a really innovative idea. Cool concept. That is all of the stuff. I want to end here with a shout out to Wholesome Games. I think they do awesome work bringing all of these indie games that are definitely deserving of more media attention than they get. And I think that what they've done with this Wholesome Games concept is just marvelous. So I'm more than happy to give them a little bit of a shout out. And like I said, there are a lot of games. I just picked a few that really caught my attention. Some of the other ones that I thought looked neat are The Wandering Village, Kokopus Atlas, A Little to the Left. But I'm just getting tired of talking. So please come by and check them out. Like I said, awesome stuff. That's going to do it for this weekend. As I noted at the top of the episode, Pocky and Rocky Reshrined has been postponed to next week so I can get some more rest, because I am tired. I even said that once or twice during this whole enterprise. We will have stuff on Monday. There'll be some more indie games from the second Guerrilla Collective, because apparently they had too many. And Capcom has a thing that they're doing. We'll see if it's worth recording or not. And then hopefully Nintendo will announce when their Direct is this week. But that'll basically wrap up everything. And I'm not watching Microsoft tomorrow, but I will include anything that they have that catches my attention with Monday's episode with the indie stuff at Capcom. So you'll get to see it one way or another. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I am pretty stoked about a lot of what was shown off today. I love these two shows. I think they're actually my favorite ones outside of Nintendo to watch. And we'll see you in a couple days. Have a good rest of your weekend, and take care, friends.